Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for tuning in. This week's video, I'm going to be doing a little bit more work on the R35 GTR. No, I'm not taking it in to get the fenders painted. That's still something that's going to be happening in the future. But I'm still going to be taking care of something that is a little annoying when it comes to the R35 GTR. Now, if you have an 09 to I believe it's a 2014 GTR, you may hear this sound. And if you're anything like me, the first time you heard that sound, your first thought was, oh crap, are my bearings shot? Because if you're like me and you've had some older cars, that's typically the sound it makes when your bearings start to go bad on your wheels. However, if you're hearing that sound on your car, don't panic. It's actually not your bearings, it's your brakes. For some odd reason between the 09, like I said, I think it's a 2014, it might be 2015, Nissan only gave you one brake clip on the front caliper to hold these pins in place. And so consequently what happens is as you're driving, one of these pins rattles around a little bit and it creates that sound. So I'm going to show you in this video how to get rid of that sound so it doesn't sound like your car is falling apart on the road. Before we get started, I'm going to run you through everything you're going to need to do this job. As a slight little side note, if you're one of these people that's just starting to learn how to turn a wrench on your own car, this is a great project for you because it's going to be a very easy project to do and you're not going to need any really specialized tools to get it done. All you're really going to need is a hydraulic jack because you need to get the front end off the ground so you can get that tire off and get to the brakes. You need either, if you can find them, some low profile ramps, but if you want to save some money, just get some lumber like I did because you just need to drive up there because most jacks will not fit underneath a car this low. Of course, you're going to need a set of standard tools, nothing all that trick, just a couple socket wrenches. Of course, you're going to need a hammer because this is what you're going to use to tap out the pins. And then of course, you need the part I was talking about, which are these clips. Now, interesting thing about these clips, if you try to get them from Nissan, they're ridiculously expensive. Like I was seeing anywhere from $60 to $80 just depending on what Nissan dealership you want to go to. However, if you go to carid.com, it's only $14 and you get all 4 clips plus the pins. Now just to let you know, I'm not getting paid by Carid, I'm not getting sponsored, I'm not getting paid anything for saying that. That's just literally where I went to get these because I don't see the point of spending $80 on a thin piece of sheet metal when $14 gets me all of them plus the pins. Now you may be worried that it's not a Nissan part so it might not fit properly, so you know what, we'll find out during this video. But with all that said, let's go ahead and get the car in the air and get working. First thing we're gonna do is loosen up the lug nuts on the wheels. The reason why is once you get the car in the air, this wheel is gonna wanna rotate, so it's best to break them loose while it's on the ground and still has the friction on the ground. To do this, I'm just gonna use your standard breaker bar, and then I have a non-marring 21mm lug wrench here, and that way I can get these lug nuts loosened and it won't damage my wheels. Next, we're going to get the car into the air. As you can see, I did need the wood to get this even clear. Now, the cool thing about Nissan is they actually gave you some specific jack points for this car underneath the body, so you know where to jack the car up without actually damaging the car. Now, typically for safety, I would actually jack this up from the front and put a couple of jack stands underneath. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not getting underneath the car and this isn't gonna take that long, so I'm gonna let it rest on a hydraulic jack. Typically not something that's the safest best practice, but I'm gonna do it anyways. So now that the car is in the air, we can go ahead and finish getting the lug nuts off of the wheel and getting the wheel off the car. All right, and off the wheel comes. Now, as you can see, this is what I was talking about right here. See, if you look right here, there's a clip right here that holds this pin in place so it doesn't really rattle around. As you can see here at the top, it doesn't have one. So consequently, this rattles around when you're driving. Now, I don't know why they didn't include this clip. I don't know if it's an oversight or if it's done on purpose, but this seems to be the issue, and this is how easy it's going to be to fix it. Now this is where the hammer comes into play. Now if you have a drift, go ahead and use a drift. If you don't, Phillips head will kind of work. You just kind of place it right here on this pin. Carefully give it some wax to get it going. Out it comes. Now all you have to do is put the new clip on. Now as you can see, I decided to do the bottom one too. I already did that one just because, you know, might as well just run all new since how they gave me 4. This is actually really easy to install. You pretty much just clip the fat part onto that. This part sits right here. The pin's gonna run through here, and then we're all done. And then we just have to do the other side. So you just run the pin from the back side through the brake pads, through the clip. And of course, it never hurts to have gentle persuader. Tap it in till it's completely flush on the backside. That way you know it's all the way in. Then you just put the tire on and you're good to go. And then we'll do the other side. Now you always want to hand start your lug nuts, because the last thing you want to do is cross thread these and have to replace a stud. And as you can see, this doesn't wiggle no more. Tighten in a star pattern. You're just kind of getting them snug so the wheel lines up properly when you drop it down, because you're not going to be able to tighten this while it's in the air. All right, time to drop this down and go work on the other side. And then, like I said, now that it's on the ground, make sure you do tighten these lug nuts in a star pattern, and then we're ready to move to the other side. I usually go around it a couple times just to be certain. And that's it. Both sides are done. 4 new clips. Now just put the wheel back on and I'm good to go. I hate my jack. Now that the clips are on the brakes, let's go ahead and take this beast out and see if we got rid of that rattling sound. And there it is. That is just how easy and cheap it is to fix that horrible rattling sound that comes from the front end of some of these early edition GTRs. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, go hit that thumbs up button to let me know. It does help the channel out a lot. If you'd like to see more automotive, particularly GTR content in the future, go and subscribe to my channel. You can now follow me on all forms of social media, which include Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and TikTok. I'll leave links to all of those in the description down below. If you'd like to support the channel, I do have the JD Archer shop. If you go to jdarcher.bigcartel.com, You can see a limited selection of hats, t-shirts, and hoodies I've designed that are for sale and available now. If you have any questions or you feel there's anything I missed in this video, go and post in the comment section down below. I will respond to you. I thank you all for watching. Until next time, forget everything else, focus on the finish line.